Having traveled throughout Latin America, one of the places that I have not been to and I never want to go is Cuba. Any communist country, I'm going to try my best to avoid going forward because it doesn't seem like a whole lot of fun there. Venezuela under Maduro is in an absolute state. Cuba is one of the worst places on earth to live by the looks of things, and it's only getting worse. There have been reportages of mass power outages due to failing infrastructure recently, and now with Hurricane Rafael, after hitting the coast of Cuba, there are increased power outages throughout the country, and people are having a really, really rough time there. So, we're going to take a quick look at an article today on that subject, and we're going to see how everybody in Cuba is doing. And from the looks of things, they're not doing so well. So, the whole of Cuba loses power as Hurricane Rafael hits. Cuba suffered a nationwide blackout on Wednesday as Hurricane Rafael brought winds of up to 185 kilometers per hour to the Caribbean island. The country's national energy company said strong winds had caused the shutdown of the electricity system. At least 70,000 people were evacuated from their homes before the Category 3 storm made landfall on Wednesday evening, with warnings of storm surges, flash flooding, and mudslides. It comes just weeks after millions were left without power for 4 days following a blackout caused by issues with the country's creaking energy infrastructure. The incidents also coincided with Hurricane Oscar, which killed at least 6 people. Rafael made landfall in the west province of Artemisia near the capital Havana at around 15 minutes past 4 local time, the U.S. National Hurricane Center said. A spokesperson for the state owned energy company Union Electrica said engineers would have to wait for the storm to pass over the island before they could assess its impact on power plants and the grid more generally. By 10 p.m., Rafael had moved on into the Gulf Coast of Mexico and weakened to a Category 2 hurricane with maximum wind speeds of 169 kilometers per hour. The National Hurricane Center said the storm would continue to bring heavy rains across western Cuba through Thursday and that storm surges could pose a danger to life. Heavy rains are also expected in the Cayman Islands, while a tropical storm warning is in force in the Florida Keys. Last month, around 10 million people in Cuba were left without power following a blackout caused by a maintenance issue and a lack of fuel to run power stations. That blackout also coincided with Hurricane Oscar, a less powerful Category 1 storm that left a trail of destruction along the island's northeastern coast. The worst affected area was the eastern province of Guantanamo, where more than 1,000 homes were damaged by heavy rains and strong winds. So we see more and more as time rolls on, communism is maybe the worst political system to run a country under. Cuba is an absolute basket state as far as Latin America goes, as far as nation states across the world. We see in Venezuela the failing Maduro dictatorship is also leaving Venezuelans in a more and more pitiable position over time, and things just are not going right. So, and if any of you out there in Latin America, keep the communists at bay. You need to be there for your own people. Love your country, love your nation. Communism is the enemy, okay? So, this is the first news report from No Soy Gringo, and I'll be back again real soon with some more Latin American regional news in English. Goodbye.